welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something that, honestly, a lot of people probably overlook on social media. The captions.
Yeah, they really do. Often just an afterthought.
Exactly. But there's so much more than just descriptions, right? They're key for actually getting engagement and, well, results.
Totally. That's the mission for this deep dive, isn't it? To figure out how to write captions that do something for you.
And speaking of results, if you're looking to really level up your social profiles, make sure your stuff gets seen, check out rapidboost.net. They're pros at optimizing your whole presence. Visuals, copy, the works,
Yeah.
including those crucial captions.
Good shout. So yeah, we've been looking at a guide all about crafting captions, specifically for engagement and sales. It's interesting how visuals get all the glory, but the words, they're pulling a lot of weight.
Okay, let's unpack that. We know a good picture or video stops people scrolling, but why do the words matter so much now?
Well, the visual hooks them, but the caption holds their attention. And crucially, it tells them what to do next.
Oh.
The guide we looked at has some pretty compelling stats, like later found that on Instagram, posts with relevant, kind of emotionally engaging captions, they can see up to 56% more engagement.
56%. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
Just from the words.
Exactly. And it's not just Instagram. This applies across the board. Good captions basically activate your audience. It's more than just likes.
So it's like the caption is the bridge to getting people to actually do something, like hitting your goals.
Precisely. The guide really emphasizes that. Well-written captions turn those casual browsers into, active participants, maybe even customers.
How do they do that?
By mixing storytelling, making it relatable, and then having a really clear call to action, a CTA. The story draws them in, the CTA tells them, okay, now click here or share your thoughts.
Right, guiding them. And I bet all that extra interaction, the comments, the shares, that looks good to the algorithms too, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Algorithms love seeing that activity. Likes, comments, shares, saves, captions designed to spark those really strong signals. It boosts your post's visibility. You get seen by more people. It's a win-win.
Creates a kind of positive cycle.
Yeah, exactly.
And beyond just one post's performance, what about the bigger picture? Like building a brand.
That's crucial too. Our source highlights how consistent, authentic captions really shape your brand voice, build trust.
Okay.
Over time, that consistency builds a real connection. That's where loyalty comes from, people feeling like they know and trust you. It's relationship building, one caption at a time.
Okay, the why is clear. Super important. So let's get practical. The how. What makes a caption actually work? What are the core bits?
The guide breaks it down nicely. First up, and maybe most important, the hook.
The first line.
Yep, that very first bit. On Instagram especially, it truncates the text, right? So you only see a line or two. That first line has to grab them instantly. Stop the scroll.
Can you give an example? What does a good hook look like?
Sure. The guide had one like, ever wondered why your skincare routine isn't working? Here's the missing step.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that makes you want to know the answer. It's specific, raises a question, promises value.
Exactly. It hooks you in.
So once you've hooked them, what keeps them reading? What comes after that initial grab?
Then it's about connection, emotional resonance.
How do you do that?
It could be humor, maybe surprise, or just being relatable. Like the guide suggests asking something simple. Remember your first failed pancake flip?
Huh? Yeah, I do.
Right. It invites empathy, encourages people to chime in with their own stories. It makes the brand feel more human, less corporate.
Okay, so connect emotionally.
Yeah.
And then I guess you need to tell them what to do.
Absolutely. The CTA, the call to action, can't be vague. You need to be direct. Tell people exactly what you want them to do next.
Like,
Simple things. Tap to shop, tell us your go-to travel hack, or download our guide. Just clear direction. Turns interest into action.
got it. Hook, emotion, CPA. Anything else key?
Yeah, offering real value, significance, give them something useful. Tips, interesting stats, a cool hack, maybe exclusivity.
Like be the first sort of thing.
Exactly. Be the first to try our new app link in bio. That feeling of getting something special. The guide mentioned Gymshark. They used poll questions and CTAs and captions and saw a 32% jump in story replies. Just asking directly worked.
Wow. Okay, that's a solid framework. Now, the tricky part, selling. How do you promote stuff in captions without sounding like a pushy salesperson? People see right through that, don't they?
They totally do. Today's audience is savvy. Blatant BUY2 stuff often just turns people off. It feels inauthentic.
So you need a different approach.
Yeah, the guide really pushes storytelling over hard selling.
Okay.
So instead of just new product out now, buy today, try weaving a little story. Like, behind every bottle is a story. Hand-picked ingredients, early morning harvests, and a promise to transform your morning ritual.
Ah, that's much nicer. It connects the product to an experience or a value.
Exactly. It's about the why behind it, not just the what. Creates aspiration, not just a transaction.
Makes sense. What other subtle ways work?
Using social proof is really effective, but subtly.
How so?
Instead of just saying, we're great,
Hmm.
you weave in real testimonials or mention user-generated content or even data points, like 100+ happy customers have made the switch. Are you next? It lets others vouch for you, builds credibility.
Letting your fans do the talking for you. Smart.
Totally. And finally, always focus on the benefits for the customer, not just the features of the product.
Can you give an example of that contrast?
Sure. Instead of saying, our shoes are water resistant, which is a feature, you say, rainy days, no problem, stay dry in style wherever your day takes you.
Okay. You're translating the feature into what it does for my life.
Precisely. It's about the outcome, the improvement they'll experience.
So it really digs into what motivates people, which kind of leads us perfectly into the psychology side of things. What psychological triggers actually work in captions?
Yeah, the guide touched on some key ones. FOMO, the fear of missing out, is a big one.
Oh, the classic.
Right. Highlighting scarcity or limited time offers. Only 24 hours left, don't miss out. That urgency pushes people to act now.
Definitely felt that pressure before.
What else?
Reciprocity. The idea of give and take.
Okay.
Offering something in exchange for an action, like comment with a star emoji and we'll DM you a secret discount. You give something, they engage. It feels fair.
Like a little reward. I like that.
Then there's social belonging, tapping into that need to be part of a community.
How does that work in a caption?
Using inclusive language, community hashtags, hashtag morning mug crew who's ready for coffee and conversation.
Yeah.
It makes people feel part of something.
Yeah, you see those everywhere. They build tribes.
They really do.
Yeah.
Curiosity gaps are another good one.
Intriguing name. What's that?
It's about teasing information, posing a question or hinting at something surprising so people have to engage to find out the answer. Like, 3 things you never knew about digital marketing, hashtag 2 will surprise you. Huh. Yeah, okay, I'd probably click or comment to find out number 2. You got me.
See, it works. And lastly, visual anchors.
Visual anchors.
Yeah, connecting your caption directly to something specific in the image or video.
Oh, interesting.
Like, notice the sparkle in her eyes? That's the magic of our new highlighter. It guides their focus and makes the whole post feel more cohesive. The guide had a great case study. A jewelry store asked people to spot a hidden detail in a photo. It doubled their comments and how long people looked at the post, just by linking the text and visual like that.
Wow. So it's not just the words, but how they connect to the image.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, speaking of how things are presented, formatting, pacing, even the platform itself, how important is all that?
Oh, hugely important. How you deliver the message matters almost as much as the message itself. Nobody wants to read a giant block of text on their phone.
All right, definitely not. My eyes just glaze over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So break it up. Use line breaks, white space. Emojis can help too as bullet points or just to add a bit of visual interest. Makes it way more readable.
Can you show what that looks like?
Sure. Instead of a sentence, imagine this. New collection just landed. Made with eco-friendly materials. Shop the look, link in bio.
Yeah, okay. Much easier to scan quickly.
Yeah.
What about hashtags? Always a debate there. How many? Where do they go?
The guide suggests keeping it focused. Aim for maybe 3 to 5 really relevant hashtags, ones that actually describe your content and help the right people find it.
And where do you put them?
You can put them at the very end of the caption, or some people like to put them in the first comment to keep the caption itself looking cleaner. Both work.
Okay, 3-5 relevant ones. And does the platform change things? Like Instagram versus LinkedIn?
Oh, definitely. You got to tweak your approach. Instagram and Facebook. Short, catchy hooks, use those line breaks. CTA, often towards the end.
Right.
LinkedIn. You can usually go longer, more professional tone, maybe include stats or deeper storytelling. People expect more depth there.
And TikTok.
TikTok's all about fast, punchy, often using trending sounds or language. The CTA might even be in the video. Very different vibe.
So tailor it to the platform. What about overall length? Is shorter always better?
Not necessarily. The guide says quality over quantity. Shorter can work great for quick scroll apps, but longer captions can build deeper engagement on places like Instagram or LinkedIn if the content is actually valuable and holds attention.
So it depends on the goal and the platform.
Exactly. The main thing is providing value. And crucially, you need to test. See what works for your audience by looking at your analytics, then adjust.
Okay, this is super helpful. So let's boil it down. What are some concrete steps listeners can take, like right now, for their next post?
Okay, actionable tips. First, know your goal for that specific caption. Engagement, clicks, sales. Start there.
Got it. Goal first.
Then try writing maybe 3 different opening lines. Test those hooks, see what grabs attention.
Okay, test the hooks.
Make sure you inject some emotion or value or maybe just curiosity, give people a reason to care.
Emotion or value. Check.
Always include a clear CTA. Tell them what to do.
Direct CTA.
Format it for easy reading, white space, maybe bullet points, emojis if appropriate. Make it scannable.
Format for skimming.
Right. And finally, measure. Look at your metrics, see what worked, what didn't, and adjust for next time. A/B testing captions can be gold.
Measure and adjust. Okay, super practical list. Now, the guide had that case study, Luna's Aromas. Tell us about that. What did they change?
Yeah, Luna's Aromas, there's a small candle business, had beautiful photos, but their captions were, well, pretty basic. Just the candle name and price, basically.
Like lavender candle, $25.
Exactly like that. And they got okay likes, but hardly any comments, not many sales directly from social.
So what was the after? What did they change?
They shifted strategy completely. Instead of just listing facts, they started using really descriptive language to evoke the experience of the candle. You know, the scent, the feeling.
Bringing it to life.
Totally. And they started asking questions like genuine conversation starters, and they threw in a giveaway sometimes.
So an example.
Something like, imagine unwinding after a long day, the soothing scent of lavender filling the air. What's your go-to ritual for relaxation? Share in the comments below for a chance to win our signature lavender dream candle.
Much more engaging. And the result?
Huge difference, that kind of caption. It led to way more likes, tons more comments because people actually answered the question and they saw a big jump like 4x in sales linked to that post.
Wow.
Plus, all those comments told the algorithm, hey, people like this.
Yeah.
So their future posts got shown to more people too. It just shows how powerful a good caption can be for the bottom line.
That's incredibly powerful and real testament to everything we've discussed.
Right.
Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the main thing you want people to walk away with about captions?
I think the biggest thing is just don't treat them as an afterthought. Your captions are a vital part of connecting, inspiring action, and actually getting results. They're your chance to speak directly to your audience.
So use that chance wisely.
Exactly. Remember the key bits. That strong hook, finding an authentic emotional connection, offering clear value, having that direct CTA, and always testing and learning.
It's not just text, it's an opportunity.
Absolutely. It's an opportunity for connection and conversion.
So final thought then.
Well, the digital world is noisy, right? Super crowded. But now, using these ideas, think about how every single word in your next caption can help you stand out, carve your own space, and really invite your people into your story. What story are you going to start telling tomorrow?